Alright, so I'm gonna tell you about the time I ended a gang war. So let's start from the beginning. It was back when I had high school. It was around October and my class was assigned a project. The project was about any animal of our choice and we would have to research it. Like their habits, what they eat, where they're from, you get the illustration. Of course, I chose the wolves since I knew them personally. So later that day, I went back home and I was bombarded with chores, tasks, and errands. It was like I had no time to do anything. I couldn't even get started on my project, and I did not want to start off the year with a bad grade. I was trying to get into Harvard because I heard that's where all the rich drunk baddies be at, so I needed to get good grades. That was my only motivation for working hard. As you can tell, I unfortunately did not make it, but I was close though. No, I really wasn't. I knew there was only one thing I can do, and that was to go back to Antarctica and gain the information in person. This way, I'll have time to do the project and even get the best possible information, which will formulate into the best project ever. If you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, in the top right corner, I put a note card linking you to the video I'm talking about. Same plan as before. Waited until 2 a.m., looked for a certain plane, and brought my clutch duffel bag with goodies. This time it was snowing, so I was able to see. I took out my night vision binoculars I got from Etsy for like 2 pairs of socks and some change, and scouted the area. I saw a woman, and she was dumb thick. Shimmy? Hey, I would have shot my shot if she wasn't my cousin. She wasn't wearing her glasses, and I knew she was legally blind without them. And she was smoking a blunt. I bumped it and used the molded key I crafted. I got the recipe from YouTube. Or reliable YouTube, am I right? Since I had some experience flying a plane, I knew what to do. I went up into the air and flew straight to Antarctica with the help of Google Maps. Since it was a long time ago, I forgot, a couple of the steps. After about 5 hours, I arrived to Antarctica and I was mesmerized by how beautiful it looked. But for the second time, I began to panic. But this time, it was because I saw my tank was running low and I needed more to get back home. So I landed the plane so that I could save the fuel that I had left. I ended up landing next to the penguins I saw on the way. When I was about to get out, I heard something outside hitting my plane. I opened the door and I was greeted by a bunch of penguins holding a spear at me. They yelled at me and told me exactly this.
Get out the vehicle. Anything you say or do will be used against you in a court of law.
What? Bro, they can speak English? I was just so appalled. The leader was in a cave with 2 bodyguards at the front, and the leader was sitting on the chair. She looked old as hell. She said,
"What brings you here, traveler?"
I said, "Well, Your Honor, I was flying my plane and I didn't realize my fuel was low. So then I land here to say..."
Silence! I'm gonna ask you one question. Depending on what you say, you may or may not die. What is the best anime of all time?
I took a deep breath and without hesitation, I shouted, "One Piece! No matter what, I will always be a One Piece dick rider." She pauses for a second. Then she begins to walk over to me and then daps me up and says,
"Good choice."
I said, "That's the only choice." She welcomed me to the village and told the men to bring me to the place where they have the fuel I needed for the plane. As we were walking over there, I started having conversations with the townspeople, and they were really nice. I got to learn about what they do, their ambitions, and it was completely different from ours. Usually today, people want to become a millionaire, run a successful business, or become a YouTuber. Their dream was to just live to see another day and give their children everything they need to have a good life. We could all learn a thing or two from them. But as I was about to get the gas, I heard a horn going off. All the townspeople were running back to their homes and the bodyguards were running to the front. A bodyguard told me to stay in the penguin's house, and I told him I could fight because I watched One Piece. He understood and allowed me to follow him to the front. There were like 100 penguins at the front of the village with their leader directing them. I was about to ask, what's going on? Until I saw like 100 wolves running to them. I put 2 and 2 together and realized that they was about to go to war. I said, "Oh nah." After a minute, the wolves and the penguins were posted up, about to go to war. A wolf that looked older went to the front line and was demanding something. He said something along the lines of,
"Give me your leader's head, and we will not attack."
The penguins retaliated and told him to go suck nuts. I don't know what to be more confused about. The battlefield, the fact that the wolves could talk, or that the penguins just told him to go suck nuts. I knew I had to put a stop to this. I ran into the front line and asked for everyone to stop. like a pick-me female organism. The wolves were getting even more mad and were about to eat me until the wolves that I met stepped in and told him to chill. The leader of the wolves asked,
Why would I listen to food?
I proposed a deal. Let's have 5 contests and whoever wins gets their end of the bargain. If the penguins win, you guys don't bother or try to hurt any penguin again. If the wolves win, then the penguins will surrender and do as please. Of course, I didn't throw myself into this. This shit got nothing to do with me. The penguins agreed and the wolves agreed. Both leaders decided that they both get to choose 2 contests and I will choose the last one. We made a big circle and the circle had 10 challenges on the floor. The first contest chosen by the wolves was the long jump. Since the wolves are faster, they easily won. The second contest chosen by the penguins was soccer. They made a bowl out of frozen ice and the penguins won since they surprisingly practiced in their free time. Third contest chosen by the wolves was trap and they easily won that one since wolves have like 4 legs or arms or whatever. The fourth one chosen by the penguins was swimming. Just like track, the penguins beat the wolves since penguins do swim faster. The score was 2-2 and it was coming down to the wire. Under intense pressure, I blurred out dancing. After choosing dances, I realized I messed up. This is because I remembered that I taught the wolves how to get sturdy. I was panicking because I may have just sold, and that's what I did. I tried playing a slow song like Free Mind by Tim's, but it did not work. The wolves got sturdy slowly. The penguins danced so badly that they even gave props to the wolves. As the wolves were closing in, I knew there was only one option I had. I grabbed my duffel bag, took out my laptop, and clicked on downloaded videos tab and started playing the one, the only One Piece. As the wolves were about to attack, they heard the intro and immediately turned their necks and started watching it. The wolves and the penguins gathered around like prisoners at roll call. When the episode ended, they started talking to each other about how good it was. Even the leader of the wolves was geeked up. He apologized to the leader of the penguins and offered to live together in harmony. She accepted it and the wolves began to work on expanding the village and some went back to get their stuff. Boy, was I glad it was over, man. Shit. It was stressful, man. If I had misclicked, I would have accidentally showed them my nudes. Later that day, after refilling my plane, chatting up with the wolves, I got the chance to talk to the leader of the wolves. And I asked him why he wanted to kill the leader of the penguins. He said it was because he spent days looking for 6 dozen roses and handcrafted chocolate to give to the leader of the penguin. And then after pouring his heart to her, telling about how he feels, she dubbed him. And he said that left an emotional scar that would never heal. And he vowed to build an army so strong that they could kill her and the tribe. I told him, look how strong you've become. Look at everything you accomplished. Think about it. You built an army of over 100 wolves. You should be proud of yourself. He started crying and said, I was right. I know I'm right. As I'm flying my plane, I'm waving the penguins and the wolves goodbye. And after like 5 hours, I got back. And this time when I landed the plane, I only broke the 2 back wheels instead of the front. So I think I'm making good progress. Hey, whoever knows, I could be flying your next plane. After about 2 weeks, I presented my project and I actually chose to write about penguins and wolves. It was going well. Students were listening. The teacher was nodding her head until at the end, when I spoke about the fun facts, I said they could talk and even speak English like us. And penguins and wolves in Antarctica be having beef. I thought, that would be an interesting fun fact to put because, students love drama. But then the students and the teacher looked at me like I was crazy. I ended up even getting an F. And then I told the teacher to go suck nuts. Then I got suspended. This went on my permanent record and I had to just accept the fact I wouldn't get into Harvard now with that on my record. And maybe because I also had a 1.0 average. Hopefully you guys learned something from this story. And if there is one thing I want y'all to take away from this video, it's the moral of the story. And the moral of the story is
I should get back for listening that. I should get back for listening that.
Okay, this sounds hard though.
I should get back for listening that. Let's go get back for listening that.